Good evening. Welcome to the Manchester United Agenda. I'm your host, Andy Tate, and I'm with my good friend Armando, Mr. Broccoli B. And we're going to be talking Casemiro red card, the result on Saturday, and everything else that's been happening with Manchester City and Leeds United. Evening, guys. Welcome to the Manchester United Agenda. It's a Monday night. We move on. We've just beaten Crystal Palace in a hard-fought but convincing victory. Controversy on the pitch, controversy off the pitch. And this has been a great weekend. If Carlsberg did weekends, this would be one of them. I'm telling you. This has been brilliant today. Because the weekend, it's even stretched into Monday morning with the news of Manchester City, then into the afternoon with Leeds United sacking a manager. This has been a very good, convincing weekend. And even Liverpool went on to Saturday night on Netflix, and that massive hit was on Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner. I loved it. I love watching that. But tonight, we are talking the Casemiro red card.
Yeah.
Our chances with Leeds United coming up, and what we're going to do this week with the games. Yeah. Armando, what did you think of the Casemiro red card and the performance in general on Saturday?
Yeah, really pleased performance up until the red card. I thought we were dominating. I loved the play, especially the second goal. That was like magnificent. That shows a really good side, a well-drilled side. And we've been working towards that for a long time now to have a team goal. That was the best goal that I've seen this season. I know Rashford scored a scorcher against Arsenal, but for me, that is the best goal. I've watched it over and over again, and you can see how we moved the ball, got ourselves in position, across 6-yard box, and just tap it home. Made it look easy and broke them down. So, yeah, that was fantastic. The game was fantastic. I'm liking how we're playing. But obviously, the red card, we're going to go into that. I just want to mention two things before I go into that now, how football's changed. Because in 1986, 87, we played Arsenal, and I was going through the game. It was a rough house game. Norman Whiteside was kicking people. There were two-footed challenges, high boots, elbows. Rocastle got sent off for stamping on Whiteside. Kevin Moran, big old Kevin Moran as well. He was stringing up Viv Anderson really badly, you know, and they were kicking out each other. Your mate, Terry Gibson as well, was going mad. And he punched, I think he punched David O'Leary or two-footed him as well. And there's only one sending off. And then obviously remember the brawl in 1990-91. That was classed as a brawl. But when you look at it, it's just pushing and shoving against Arsenal, with Michael Thomas and Brian McClare stamping on Nigel Winterburn. So it's not that bad. We want to see this.
Dennis Irwin kicking him on the floor as well. Yeah. Very nasty from
we love it. We love it. I don't want that to go from the game. It shows. If you read out some of the comments, I just want to read two comments from people regarding those games. It says, I don't know how both teams got fined, because what happened is teams got fined for that game in 1991 and deducted points for this. We did. Man United got deducted a point. Nothing bad really happened, considering this was the era of when football was still regarded as a man's game. And also, someone said, I love the passion, need more of that these days. It doesn't help that everything players do is under the microscope, which in turn has generated robots who say the right things and do the right things. There's no characters anymore. But we're going to talk about character in Casemiro, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. And Mr. B, what did you think of the performance Saturday, the goals, the controversy, and should we appeal?
The appeal, I'm more worried about if we lose the appeal, what's going to happen with do we get an extra game for kind of taking the piss? That's more what I'm worried about, because he did have two hands around his neck, to be honest. But if there's any way, if they have to use a different camera angle, a different version or whatever to try him off, and they can do it without us getting the extra game, then I'm all for it, to be fair. And the second goal on Monday, when it went in, I knew the first person I thought of was you.
Absolutely beautiful.
Team
goals.
Yeah, that's a goal that I know that Yeah, you've been working on cutbacks, passing, taking space, and everything. Yeah.
I mean, the one touch play
That's
between them
another goal.
all was fantastic, and it was just like the way he put his foot into it, slipped onto the side. It was just like the City winner. It was just like it, but the one touch patient build up. It was. I've seen a camera angle from behind the Stretford end. Pass. Just a bit like Leeds United back in the 70s when they were passing it about. And it comes, and he actually scored at the end. It was nice to see, really nice to see. The Casemiro red card, I would not appeal it, even though you've got so many cameras. I couldn't see the FA using social media camera angles, because I've seen one where their thingy on the floor when Anthony got knocked down, and it was like a WWE match. It was up in about 8 or 9 seconds. Come on, then. What did it? I've seen from the side. I've seen from head on. But if anything comes from this, I think the FA needs to charge the Crystal Palace player who had all the thread by the throat.
Oh, Ayew.
So you can't do one without the other. So if anything comes to it, I want to see that, because we are so close now. I do not want. There's no point in appealing it, because Newcastle, they had a guy sent off. Was against Southampton, right down the back of the ankle. And I tell you what, that could have been career ending for that poor Southampton lad. And they were all moaning. No, you can't send him off. He's going to take a 3-match ban, and he's back for the League Cup final as well. So let's say, Casemiro, just go into relax mode. We've got it for Barcelona home and away. Mr. B can chill. There'll be no Fred. It'll be Casemiro all the way against Barca. Even though we haven't got Martinez, but he's back for the cup final. It's 3 league matches. That's it. Leeds home and away, Leicester at home, and he's back for the cup final. So he just take comfort. It's not a 4-5 game ban, and it's consistency with VAR.
Yes.
Where was VAR looking at this when you could have done other people as well? I mean, the Liverpool player last week on the Brighton lad really hurt him. He left on crutches, the poor lad. Ericsson,
was that Fabinho?
Ericsson last week getting cropped by a Love Island reject. You know what I mean? Love Island reject, absolute disgusting, and he should have gone for that. He wouldn't have done the other two. It's about the technology's flawless, but the spud heads that are behind there are inconsistent. And the referee himself, we got previous with Andre Mariner, and he loves himself. I love myself. Sings that to himself in a minute. Just like Austin
Mariner, he backed off when it was all going off. He stood off and just tried to observe what was going on. And obviously he's getting told what to check for. But like you said, Ayew was stringing up Fred one-handed.
He must have seen that then. He's seen that in slow motion, and he's seen that. So why didn't he send off the Palace player, Ayew? Hey?
Double standards, really. I don't want to sit here and complain, but what do you think? I think, can you take that away from Casemiro's game? Because obviously he gets involved. He had the yellow card when he knew he could have got suspended against Arsenal. Took the man out a high challenge. But do you want to take that out of his game?
You know what?
Or do you?
No.
You just said relax.
No. I'm on
the.
Do you know what? Exactly. Right now, we've got leaders in the team protect the younger ones, and we've got heads, and then we've got those heads are now protecting those younger pups. So no, it's about time that we started defending each other instead of one person doing it this side of the pitch and Fred always running in. It's always Fred that runs in and tries to get involved. God bless him. Now there's a few of them. You've got that kind of Latin temperament where you've got Lissandro going in, you've got Fred going in, you've got Casemiro going in, you've got Anthony going in. You've then got Dalot when he starts because he's speaking the same language. You know what I mean? You've got Bruno going in, and guess what? The rest of them can't stand off when the whole team's going in, so they all go in. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm loving the fight. I'm loving the desire and that aggression. Yeah, can't take it out of his game one bit.
It kind of reminds me of when we were went to Old Trafford for the Liverpool game, and some fans tried to rush us when we were filming, and then suddenly Mr. B jumped in and had our back. He was bigger than Fred, coming in with shoving people out of the way, getting in their face, And from that day, Mr. B, I've got you on speed dial, just in case, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think you can't.
You don't mess with the Cray twins. You don't mess with these
right.
two Cray twins. telling you.
You're under our wing, Andy. When you come down, you're under our wing.
Yeah. I'll make a point of that game, that season, that Liverpool game. Paul Pogba, was it Ronaldo? I think it was Ronaldo, cropped somebody, and all the Liverpool players were on. Not one Manchester United player, only Fred reacted to try and protect Ronaldo. So there is the difference now.
Yeah.
There is the difference now. They all look out, the hunting packs, they look after each other. It's just like watching a wildlife documentary. When the hyenas gather around, the tigers or the lions will strike in packs. So watch out. You know what I mean? We hunt in packs. We look after our own. That's it.
So you're saying you're happy with that, regardless of our top player being out now? You would say you would encourage that sort of play, because we've seen Roy Keane stamp on people, Cantona stamp on people in the past, and these are our heroes. Apparently, we're not going to criticize Casemiro. Then one thing I would say, I'm going to ask you to. Anthony as well. What do you think of Anthony? Because I think he can lose his head sometimes. He gets in people's face. In the previous game against Palace, Mitchell and him were going at it, and Mitchell stood over him that time as well. So do you think he's on a wind-up? Do you think he's going to get himself in trouble with that? Because it's not like he's protecting anyone. He got shoved, weights down on the floor, and he had to go up and sort of give him a big one once everyone else rushed in.
Good for him. I mean, like Gabriel Bonlaho, I think he should be arrested. He should be arrested. Because we arrested you. I talk shite because I work for Talk Shite Sport. Honestly, fucking job shites on Talk Sport. Fuck, I know I talk shite, but that is, you could smell the talk shite from Manchester to London every time he opens his fucking trap. But look, it's about punditry. I get it, but Anthony, that's what we've been missing. Like Casemiro, Anthony, Fred, they're a clique. Martinez, you don't mess with South Americans. Like, they're tough little people. You know what I mean? I remember it was Valencia. He was a tough one. Like when you cropped him, sometimes he would give it back as well. Anton Valencia. So these South Americans, like they're the tough little cookies, man. And I won't change it for anything. We didn't have any of that last season, so I'm all for it. And that's how you get your way back to the top. Intimidate, argue, bitch, moan. Look at Man City yesterday. They were doing it get in the faces. That's what winners do.
Yeah, totally agree, guys. So there we go with Casemiro. I mean, yeah, I'll go with that. I think the red card is fair. I do think they should be looking at the other incident when Fred got strung up as well. And also the guy, Schlupp, who ran into Anthony in the first place and took him off the pitch. That's quite steep.
Started the whole melee.
Yeah, but it's a steep drop-off. And as Di Maria knows from, what's his name? Ashley Young kicking it off. It's a bit of a drop. So I thought Anthony was a bit more embarrassed than hurt, but it could have been pretty hurt. So they need to look at those things.
Yeah, definitely. Next on the agenda it was supposed to be a quiet day, sort of a respectable day for United. We're remembering our falling at Munich. But breaking at 11 o'clock this morning, Manchester City, was it 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock? Manchester City have been charged by the FA with financial fair play regulations from 2009 to 2019, with punishment of predictable expulsion from the Premier League, possible points deduction, transfer embargo, stripped off trophies. I mean, this only made the weekend even better. And what's going to happen with the next couple of weeks? That this could drag on forever. But I point to Juventus this season. I point to Juventus of 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Relegation, Serie A title stripped, and I wouldn't want a title that's been tainted. So you can strip City of the trophies, but don't award them. Don't award them. Are you going to award Liverpool 2 Premier League titles? I'm sure the Scousers will gladly accept it. But United, mate, I don't want to know. They're tainted. They're tainted. And all the cups they've won. Little Watford in 2018, in 19. Watford, Sunderland, League Cup final. Chelsea in a League Cup final. Even Arsenal in a League Cup final. Even Arsenal maybe are due a cup. But what do we think of this, guys? And what do you think can happen? Will anything happen? I'll go with you, Mr. B.
It's a tough one.
Well, look, there's a list of 9 separate punishments that the independent commission can impose on the club. Suspend the club from playing in league matches, points deductions, recommend to the board that league matches be replayed, recommend to the board that the league expels the club, order compensation, cancel or refuse registration of players, i.e. transfer ban, additional punishments, order the club to pay cost fine or make such or make another order as it sees fit. Now, they're not going to deduct some points. There's no point in deducting them this season because
done it at Juventus, mate. Done it at Juventus.
You think they'll? Can you see anything being done this season? It's taken them 4 years to get this information public. The lawyers are going to be on it, and if it's going to be enough 4 years, I don't think anything happens this season or next season. To be fair, I could be wrong. I would love to be proved wrong, but I can't see anything happening this season or next season.
I think we live in a world now over the last 3 or 4 years. We know anything's possible. We say we've had Chinese weather balloons hovering over everywhere. This, that, and the other. This is the new world now. We don't know what's happening, so you don't know what could happen. Yes, nothing. It may all come to nothing. It may get a slap on the wrist, but you don't know. Relegation, points deduction, transfer embargo. I don't know where it goes. There's a, like you said, 100 charges, 99 problems, but bribery and corruption isn't one for that.
Good one.
Telling you. So, Armando, what do you think could happen? If
as you know, I don't know about finances and that side of the game. I still need to look at news. To me, I was asking you pre-show about it, and you give me a few details and things. But with the 9 possibilities that Mr. B stated there, I think the way to hurt a club to really have some impact, so it doesn't happen again, is not to fine them. I think they can afford to pay off anybody. You know, I think you should really deduct points or relegate them. Those are the things that have happened in the past. I think someone mentioned here about, as Box mentioned about Glasgow Rangers going down. Obviously, you know, like, was it 2006 with Juve going down as well? And they're a big status club. So I think you have to be consistent with it. No matter what sort of size club you are, you need to take your punishment. But like I say, make it a non-financial punishment, because they can just pay that off. It's not really going to hurt them. Make it hurt.
They've done it with points deductions at Leeds United, Luton Town, Blackpool, and they suffered the most. You know, points deductions. So points deductions is an offer on the table. So it could hit City with a 30-point deduction next year. Like that, bang, hits them in the pocket. You got to win the first 10 games just to wipe it out.
Yeah, we're having trouble today with the comments. So many comments coming through, but we have to read this out because Vincent's dropped six euros in. Andy, over to you.
Vincent Demers, thank you, sir. Anthony will remain a crazy SOB. Oh, God, yeah. But we loved it and needed that at Ajax. Tried to give a rival a red card by pretending to be injured.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, Andy, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to watch your space or speak to you guys about this. I don't know, and the people in the comments as well, what they think about it. But I do think if you want to hurt a team like that, drop some points and make them suffer in that respect.
Then go on to Chelsea.
yeah, most certainly. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I need more details. Whatever the law is, wherever they've broken, there should be a standard punishment for them. And it needs to be a warning so it doesn't happen again. So other clubs thinking about that. Could be us in the future, under new ownership, thinking about things like that.
Yeah, I mean, surely the length of time that they've been, my thing is, surely the length of time that they've been doing it is more the issue. You know, as Andy said, there's no point in awarding strip them of it. Yes, there's no point in awarding it. How does that work? They suddenly get added to league tables. You didn't get the bus parade. We didn't get that. All fans say fans didn't get that joy of celebrating their first place. So if it's going to be done, point. So how would you do it? Would you do up? Would you not just relegate them, or would you would actually start the season with them with a 30 points deduction in that season, so it affects them twice? Yeah.
Yeah, I would. It's possible. There's that many options on the table, Mr. B. You wouldn't know where to start. I mean, Premier League's got their lawyers. Man City got their lawyers. It's just like it's one big LA law. They should broadcast it live for everybody to watch.
Yeah.
Everybody sit there munching a popcorn. Like that trial last year with the pirate guy, whatever he's called. You know what I mean? It would be groundbreaking to see that live and watch all the evidence being presented. Man City and Pep cringing in the corner, outside the door like that, going through a 20-pack of Mulberry Lights. You know what I mean?
There's got to be a deterrent. There has to be a deterrent, hasn't there, for future? But I think there was a statement by Pep last season when this first brought up. He said, "If this does happen, I would leave. I wouldn't stay with the club. I would walk away if they're found guilty or something like that." And that was a really strong statement at the time. And let's see if he actually means it. Could be the end of an era.
We'll have to wait and see. Like Ten Hag says, era's come to an end. But that's a story for another day. Right. Leeds United today sacked their manager, who is or was Erik Ten Hag's assistant coach last season. Will there be a manager bounce this Wednesday, like Everton on Saturday with Sean Dyche? Or he's only in charge for 2 games because, like I say, rumours going around that after the West Brom manager, Leeds United, who guided Huddersfield to the playoff final last year and fell short to Nottingham Forest. So, do we expect a Leeds revival on Wednesday, or are we putting these pork, sheep, lamb chops in the oven, bit of mint sauce, whack them in, might even throw a bit of broccoli on it and have it for Sunday dinner?
Tough one. I think Leeds, I was really worried about playing Leeds anyway, because they're like busy bees. They're on you. You get the ball, receive the ball, they're in your face. Always there pinching the ball. They're not a dirty side, but they've got so much energy ever since Bielsa, their manager. Their fitness is off the chart. And I thought I was a bit surprised by the sacking of this guy. I thought he's brought in players, even in the last January transfer window, the USA international Winston McKennie, for example, who probably fitted his way of style of play, and suddenly he's gone. I don't know why. I think they were doing all right. But saying that, I don't know if there's going to be any bounce, because we're on the up at the moment. I don't think we'll go sleeping. You're up north, Andy. I mean, we don't sleep against Leeds. It's always going to be, you're going to be up for that, aren't you? Surely.
Oh yeah. This is War of the Roses, mate. This is like Mel Gibson movie. They could take our roses, but they'll never take me state back. You know what I mean? This is Braveheart. This is Braveheart with Yorkshire. You know what I mean? You can stick your dingles and your wool pack. We'll always have to robbers. And Norris.
Oh, Lord.
And Ken Barlow. We will always a pleasure to fight Leeds. Not fight Leeds, play Leeds. Because we've missed them the last 15 years, 16, and they came back. And I say, Leeds United rival has been around since the 60s. I didn't experience it till they got promoted in 89, and this following season, that was our rivalry with Leeds. That's how I started getting into it. Then the following season, Leeds picked us for the title. Certain Frenchmen came in, ooh la la, 1, 2, 3, won a league. 6 months later, we start a love affair with him, and we got him for £1 million. So, like I say, we've had rivalry with Leeds all since the 60s. Don Reaver, Matt Busby, and it's I love it. I love it. Like I say, we lose to Leeds, we smash Leeds. It's one of those, like, in my time, we didn't lose that many to Leeds. I think we lost like 3 or 4 times in 15 years. But it's not nice when you lose to Leeds. And this manager bounce, it cannot happen Wednesday. And it just cannot happen at all. We have to focus. We can go joint second on Wednesday. Then you look to next 2 games, we could be second by Sunday night by the time City kick off. I'm not eyeing the top yet, but I'm eyeing second. Not wrong with eyeing second up. Mr. B, do you think, is there any chance of Leeds getting anything on Wednesday night? Or I think we just play our game and just keep it going like we did on Saturday.
Right. So the manager who's coming in is the guy that Ranić brought in, that Christian, whatever his name is. We're going to slap them all over the park, man. What is he going to do? Let's be honest. He came in, he'd nothing at Old Trafford, nothing at Old Trafford. And then now he's got to manage Leeds, who have been shit for a year. They'd finished. Ten Hag's got, at least, I said, you see what Ten Hag's doing to managers who have been in the Premier League longer. Leeds have got no chance. I can see a demolition job coming.
I really hope it's true. I really hope, but if it's another 2-0, 2-1, I'll take it. Just keep building, keep getting it, marking up the wins, win. Then you don't know what happens in the future with the league. Some messages from the lads. Shall I read some comments out, guys? Can we do that?
Yeah, a couple of funny ones coming through. We got this one from Robbie.
Yeah, this was from Robbie Norman. Ted Lasso, the Leeds United manager. Stuart Marshall, we all hate Leeds scum. Exactly. And Robbie Newman again. This generally could end with relegation if alleged breaches are proven. Biggest controversy Premier League has faced. What's that? Milia Delaney, chief football writer, The Independent. This is a big allegation. It's a 30th anniversary of the Premier League as well this year as well. So Richard Hibbert, Ollie at the wheel for Leeds, I heard. Oh God, Bennett, I won't even touch you with a barge pole, Ollie. Zoe Media House. I wonder if the Saudis had anything to do with Man City being literally wiped out of existence. Them Arab nations hate each other. And MBS and Saudis. And relegation and strip their trophies from him. That's from Ronsky Josh. Saudis Media House. And if City start handing out brown paper bags like they did 5 years ago and the Court of Arbitration, then we riot like the 1970s London riots. Unfortunately, I wasn't born till 74, so I can't comment on the Brixton riots. Emma Kay, make a proper example out of them. Maybe.
Finally.
This is allegedly, by the way.
Final one
from Rob Norman. Forever and ever will follow the boys of Man United, the Busby Babes. Yeah, it was a very emotional day at Old Trafford today. I was there. Ten Hag was there. Harry Maguire, captains from the ladies' team and the first team. And it was well respected. It was a big crowd there, giving out books like this, like say Munich Air Disaster, Flowers of Manchester, and like these and that. And fair play to the club. Like Richard Arnold was there. Nobody said anything because it's out of respect as well. And it was well observed. And the 65th anniversary. And let's say a lot of emotion, a lot of upset to remember to people who give us a football club. We support this because of that and before that. And this is what made us Man United fans what we are, passed down from our families. That's it. Well respected today.
We did a show on this the other day, and I was sort of accused of saying, "Oh, I'm a Londoner. Why do I support Man United?" And I said, "Well, you have to refer back to 1958. It's worldwide. This is what made Man United an international club. And so many people around the world favour Man United based on what happened." And
say no notice of them, Mundo. Say no notice. Look,
I don't.
You can be a red from here to Antarctica, even if you're a penguin. You can be a Man United fan. You know what I mean? And look. Take no notice though. Anyone can be a red if they want to be. When you're young, you pick a club, you stick with it. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy. I'm going to clip that for anyone who tries to play with me again about my loyalty to Man United.
Send them my way.
Yeah, I will. Trust me.
We'll look after our own.
Brilliant show. We're going to wind up now, guys. Appreciate all the comments. Sorry, couldn't read them all out. But yeah, it was a half an hour show. We will be back tomorrow, of course. We're going to do a preview show, aren't we, Andy, for the big game against Leeds. Go into more detail about what's going on there. And obviously, if there's any developments with this, so much going on right now, in our favour. Any developments will be here to cover it. Ain't that right, Mr. B?
I'm just loving the fact that we're not involved in any of the bullshit, mate. We've just got our football played. They're only talking about our football for now.
No blood on our hands.
Yeah, definitely. So financial fair play. And in the words of Biggie Smalls, City, 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 can't you see? Sometimes you've messed up your FFP.
We're signing out, guys. Big up, Andy.
Good night, people. Have a good Monday night.
Good night.